Shalom, my friends. Well, we're in the middle of Parshat Tazria, and this Torah portion, along with next week's on Metzora, can't be very many people's favorites. It deals with skin disease, what used to be translated as leprosy. It deals with a lot of bodily functions, a lot of slime, a lot of wet. And it starts with one of the most disturbing and important rituals in all of Jewish tradition, and that is the ritual of the circumcision of baby boys. Uvayom hashmini yamul basar orlato. In the 8th day, the flesh of his foreskin shall be circumcised. That has become an identifying feature of Jewish civilization. Jewish men in antiquity and the Middle Ages would allow themselves to be killed rather than to erase the marks of circumcision. It was seen widely within Jewish and biblical tradition as an abandonment of the entire covenant between God and the Jewish people. And so I want to dwell for a minute on what it means to have something in a religious tradition that isn't spiritual as opposed to fleshly, that is in the body. Because what Judaism reminds us is we are not simply abstract ideas, and spirituality isn't disembodied thinking or emoting. It's real people, real creatures in the flesh. And therefore the mark of our circumcision is in the flesh of the boys. Now, in our own age, if we were inventing a religion, we might well invent one either without circumcision or with some equivalent gesture for girls too, because they are clearly in today's Judaism as much a part of the covenant as is any boy. But this ancient practice, perhaps the world's oldest continuously practiced ritual, is at the very heart of Jewish identity. I myself circumcised my son and then stayed up that night to be with him as he dealt with healing. Around 1 a.m, he was suddenly fine and ready to play. And that moment, I stood there in a continuous line of Jewish fathers dating all the way back to our father Abraham. The Torah reminds us we are not just ideas. We are actual creatures in the flesh, and so too must be our religion. Shalom.